All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going deep on something that really piqued my curiosity. Lands beyond Antarctica. I gotta say, when you sent those YouTube videos and transcripts, even that AI chatbot conversation, I was like, what's this all about?
Yeah, it's one of those topics that just grabs your imagination and takes you for a ride. The sources we're looking at today, they really get into alternative histories and speculative geography. They blend real historical events with some pretty far-out theories.
So where do we even begin? What's the core idea here? More than just penguins and ice, right?
Yeah, much deeper than that.
Yeah.
The main theory is that Antarctica might not just be a frozen continent. It could be like a border, a boundary to hidden lands, maybe even whole continents that are just beyond what we know.
Hold on, hidden continents. That's a big claim. Is this where the whole flat Earth theory comes into play?
That's one perspective that comes up in the sources, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks believe that Antarctica is like this massive ice wall, encircling the world, hiding all these unknown territories. Then there are others who tie this concept into the hollow Earth theory.
Wait, hollow Earth? Like there's a whole civilization living inside the Earth, and Antarctica's the entrance.
Exactly. They suggest that Antarctica could be the doorway to these inner Earth civilizations.
Yeah.
And they even point to anomalies detected under the ice as potential evidence.
Okay, you've got my attention. What kind of anomalies are we talking about? Anything specific in the sources?
They're a little vague on the details. They mention unusual readings and formations, but no specifics, unfortunately. Definitely an area that needs more digging.
Fair enough. So we've got these theories about hidden lands, but what about proof? What evidence do these sources actually present? Is it all just speculation, or is there something more?
Well, there's this thing called the Piri Reis map. It's a Turkish map from 1513, and what makes it so interesting is that it shows Antarctica. And get this, with surprising accuracy, even supposedly ice-free areas. And all this way before its official discovery in the 1820s.
Wait, a map from the 1500s showing Antarctica? How's that even possible?
Right. It really challenges our conventional understanding of history and exploration. The sources use this map to suggest that ancient civilizations, they might have had knowledge and skills that, we've just lost over time.
Like a real-life archaeological mystery.
Speaking of mysteries, one source mentions this thing called Operation High Jump. What's the connection between this U.S. military expedition to Antarctica in the late 40s and the idea of these hidden lands?
Ah, Operation High Jump. It was led by Admiral Richard Byrd, and it's surrounded by controversy. Byrd supposedly made statements about discovering a huge, resource-rich land beyond the South Pole, and some people interpret that as evidence of these hidden territories, or even, advanced civilizations.
So we're talking potential cover-ups and secret discoveries. That definitely adds another layer to this whole thing.
For sure. And then there's the Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959 by 12 nations. This treaty puts restrictions on exploration and bans territorial claims in Antarctica. While it's officially about preserving the continent for peaceful science, some sources suggest there's a more, let's say, hidden motive. You're talking conspiracy theory, right? Like the treaty is a way to keep these hidden lands and whatever might be on them a secret.
Exactly. The sources propose that it could be a way to hide evidence of unknown lands, advanced tech, even ancient civilizations that might just, turn our understanding of history and our place in the universe upside down.
Okay, so we've got these hints, these tantalizing clues. But what do these sources actually believe is hiding beyond Antarctica? What are some of the possibilities they throw out there?
Oh, the sources offer a whole buffet of possibilities. Some imagine these hidden civilizations with super advanced technology, maybe even descendants of ancient cultures, folks who mastered knowledge we haven't even rediscovered yet.
Like a lost city of Atlantis, but in Antarctica. Yeah, I can see the appeal. What other scenarios are they suggesting?
Others focus on the potential for vast, untouched lands. Places teeming with resources, unique life forms, incredible scientific discoveries. Imagine a world with exotic plants and animals thriving, valuable minerals everywhere, like a glimpse into a pristine Earth untouched by, well, us.
Okay, that's a pretty tempting picture, I gotta admit. But let's be real, some of these sources probably lean into the more fantastical side of things, right? What about the alien enthusiasts? What do they say?
Oh, they're in the mix. Some sources definitely go there, into the realm of extraterrestrial possibilities. They point to UFO sightings and strange phenomena reported in Antarctica as potential evidence of alien bases or even interdimensional portals hidden under the ice.
Alien bases and interdimensional portals. Okay, that's a little further out than I thought we'd be going today. But gotta admit, it's pretty intriguing.
Right. And then there's the whole Tartaria connection. Tartaria, this hypothesized lost civilization, said to have had super advanced technology and knowledge. It pops up quite a bit in these sources. Some believe that remnants of the civilization might be hidden in these undiscovered lands.
Tartaria, huh? That's a new one for me. It seems like there's this common thread running through all these theories. Lost civilizations, hidden knowledge, powers beyond what we understand. It's all very Indiana Jones-esque.
You nailed it. That's the allure of this topic. It makes us question everything. Our assumptions about history, science, even the nature of reality.
Okay, so you gave me this YouTube video that goes all in on this Beyond the Ice Walls narrative, and it sounds pretty wild. What's the basic idea?
This source takes the whole hidden lands concept and creates this incredibly vivid, detailed world. It's a vast, uncharted territory, filled with diverse civilizations, both human and non-human, each with its own unique history and culture.
Like a whole alternate reality hidden from view. Give me some specifics. What kind of civilizations are we talking about?
Picture this: Prussian colonies existing alongside settlements of the Ainu people from Japan. You've got the headless men of Bamoom, who, according to this source, have their own independent state in this mix.
Headless men of Bamoom. Okay, you're going to have to elaborate on that one.
Well, the source is a bit light on the details, unfortunately, but it definitely gets the imagination going. It mentions they communicate through telepathy and have a unique social structure based on shared dreams and visions.
Wow, that's wild. So we've got this melting pot of cultures, lost technologies, even fantastical creatures. It sounds like a world ripe for exploration. But let's be realistic for a second. Even if these lands exist, wouldn't actually exploring them be incredibly challenging, if not impossible?
Absolutely. The sources definitely acknowledge that there are some major obstacles to exploration. I mean, we're talking about some of the most extreme conditions on Earth: frigid temperatures, treacherous terrain, unpredictable weather.
Not to mention the logistics of getting there and the restrictions from the Antarctic Treaty. It seems like even if we wanted to explore these lands, it wouldn't be easy.
Exactly. And then there are the technological hurdles. We'd need new tech to penetrate the thick ice, navigate this environment, and protect explorers from the harsh conditions. It's a massive undertaking.
So for now, it seems like the idea of lands beyond Antarctica remains in the realm of speculation and imagination. But that doesn't mean we can't explore these concepts and learn something along the way.
Exactly. You know, one of the most fascinating parts of this Beyond the Ice Walls video is how it dives into the social and political dynamics of this hidden world. It's not just about the fantastical creatures and lost civilizations. It explores themes of colonialism, cultural exchange, the complexities of power.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Give me an example. How does it handle colonialism, especially in a setting that feels so removed from our own history?
Well, it presents a nuanced view. It showcases both the positive and negative aspects of interactions between different groups. For instance, it describes a Portuguese colony where the colonizers are putting pressure on the indigenous Z people. They're constantly trying to push them into less desirable areas.
Sounds familiar, unfortunately. Even in this hidden world, we see echoes of the same power dynamics and exploitation that have shaped our own history.
Sadly, yes. But there are also examples of more benevolent interactions. The source mentions a Scandinavian colony that offers refuge to the Z people, protecting them from other human groups who might exploit them.
So it's not a black and white narrative. It acknowledges the complexities of human behavior, even in this fantastical setting. I appreciate that. What about the political landscape? Are there any major players or conflicts that shape this hidden world?
Oh, it describes a complex geopolitical landscape for sure. Various factions vying for power and influence.
Yeah.
You've got remnants of historical empires like the Ottomans and the Spanish, but also entirely new groups that have emerged within this hidden world, like the new Swabians.
Why Swabians? Who are they?
They're described as a relatively young nation, but they've become the most developed and influential across all four gates, the entry points to this hidden world. They've amassed wealth and power through trade and innovation. But there are hints of a darker side, too.
Oh, what kind of darker side?
Well, the source mentions their rituals involve human sacrifice and ritual cannibalism. It adds this layer of moral ambiguity to their otherwise advanced society, raises questions about the true cost of progress and the potential for corruption, even in a seemingly utopian setting.
It's like that classic sci-fi trope, the seemingly perfect society with a dark secret. A reminder that even in the most fantastical scenarios, human nature, with all its flaws, is a constant.
Exactly. And then there's Zerzura, a hidden kingdom shrouded in mystery. It's described as the heir to the Russian colonial empire, controlling vast territories. and wielding some pretty unusual weapons.
Okay, I'm all ears. What kind of weapons?
Imagine cannonballs filled with hallucinogenic fungi. They don't just defeat their enemies, they send them on psychedelic trips.
That's next level warfare. Psychological warfare meets a psychedelic rave. What other strange and wondrous things did you uncover in this Beyond the Ice Walls narrative?
Well, there's Shangri-La, but not as a mythical paradise, more like a land of eternal twilight where the sun never fully rises. This Shangri-La is home to a race of intelligent dinosaur-like beings called the Vogel.
Dinosaurs, seriously. This just keeps getting better.
And it's not just dinosaurs. The Vogel share this twilight world with a race of humanoids called the Misra, and they seem to coexist pretty peacefully. But there's conflict too, mainly with a reptilian humanoid race called the Beliki. They're constantly challenging the Vogel for control of resources and territory.
It's like a classic fantasy epic set in a hidden world beneath the ice. The creator of this narrative really went all out with the imagination and world building.
They really did. It's this rich tapestry of interconnected cultures, strange creatures, fascinating social and political dynamics.
So advanced civilizations, fantastical creatures, and complex societies all hidden away beyond the ice walls. It's a lot to take in.
It definitely is. And this is just a glimpse into the possibilities presented in these sources. There are countless other details and narratives to explore.
Okay, well, before we get too lost in this world of speculation and imagination, let's step back for a second. You've given me all these theories, but I'm curious, why would these lands be hidden in the first place? What's the purpose?
That's a question that really takes us into the realm of pure speculation. The sources do offer a few interesting possibilities, though. Some suggest these lands are hidden to protect them, like a sort of cosmic safe haven.
A safe haven from what? Natural disasters, cosmic threats, or something else entirely?
Some sources suggest it could be to safeguard advanced civilizations or unique ecosystems from, well, us. From humanity's destructive tendencies. A way to preserve something precious from our own mistakes. Others propose that the concealment itself is part of a bigger plan, orchestrated by forces we can't even grasp.
Okay, now we're getting into X-Files territory. Forces beyond our comprehension. Care to elaborate? What kind of forces are we talking about here?
The sources are pretty vague on that point. They hint at powerful entities, ancient beings, maybe even extraterrestrial intelligence, but they don't give any concrete answers. It's almost like they want us to use our own imaginations to fill in the blanks.
I gotta say, it's a pretty effective way to keep people hooked. The mystery itself is just as captivating as any potential answer. Like we're putting together a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Exactly. And maybe that's the whole point. Maybe the real value isn't in finding definitive answers, but in the journey of exploration itself. The act of questioning, researching, using our imaginations, that can be just as rewarding as uncovering the truth.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was looking through the sources you sent, and one thing that really stood out to me was how much of this Beyond the Ice Walls narrative is woven with social commentary, even satire. It's not just pure escapism. There's this layer of critique about our own world embedded in these fantastical stories.
Absolutely. One example that comes to mind is the depiction of a British colony called Regal's Land. The source describes it as this fertile territory ruled by English aristocrats and worked by a healthy mix of gnomish, Irish, and African indentured labor. It's a pretty pointed jab at the exploitative labor practices that were often at the heart of colonial expansion.
It's like the creator is using this fantastical setting to hold a mirror up to our own history, highlighting the injustices and power imbalances that have shaped our world.
Right, and it's not just limited to British colonialism. The source targets various historical powers and their expansion methods, using satire and exaggeration to expose the absurdity and cruelty of these systems.
It's a clever way to engage with serious topics without being preachy or, hitting you over the head with a message. It makes the audience think critically about these issues while still enjoying a good story.
Exactly. It's a tough balance, but this source manages to pull it off really well. It blends entertainment with social commentary in a way that's both thought-provoking and engaging.
So we've talked about the main theory, the historical clues, the possible inhabitants, even the geopolitical landscape of these hidden lands. But there's one question that keeps coming back to me. Why? Why would these lands be hidden? What's the ultimate purpose?
That's the ultimate mystery, isn't it? And sadly, one that these sources don't have a clear answer for. But maybe that's all right. Perhaps the most important thing we can take away from this is the sense of wonder and possibility. They encourage us to question what we think we know, explore new perspectives, and embrace the vastness of the unknown.
Well said. It's a good reminder that even in this day and age, with all our information and exploration, there are still mysteries out there, stories waiting to be told, worlds waiting to be imagined. Who knows, maybe someday we'll find definitive proof of what lies beyond Antarctica. Until then, the thrill of exploration is ours for the taking.
Absolutely. What a journey it is, full of intrigue, thought-provoking questions, and a healthy dose of imagination.
Exactly. So, to our listeners, we leave you with this: keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep imagining. The world, both the one we know and the ones we dream of, is full of wonders just waiting to be discovered.